fried fish and fried seafood. I'm in Mount Rainier, Maryland today, about a block from the DC line in Prince George's County. I'm going to be visiting a mom and pop seafood shop. Join me on today's episode. I'll get to the fish in a moment because that is my main focus, the fried fish. But I'm going to start with the fried scallops and fried shrimp platter. So let me dig into the fried shrimp and scallops. Let me start with the scallops. Wow. Let me get another one. Oh man. On my previous fried fish episode, I did have fried scallops, but they were kind of weird in the sense that they didn't have the texture of scallops. They kind of reminded me of fish paste or fish cake or something like that, and I really couldn't figure it out. But this is undeniably scallops. This is scallop meat. It's firm and bouncy. It has that muscular texture that you associate with scallops, and it's quite good. These are fresh scallops. You have a nice scallop flavor, and the seasoning has a kind of punctuation of saltiness to it. And yeah, that's very good. Let me try one of these shrimp. Oh yeah. So this shrimp is very crispy, bouncy and meaty. It has the same kind of seasoning as the scallop, so it's nice and savory and salty. So yeah, let me try it with this red condiment. I'm pretty sure it's cocktail sauce. Ooh. Yeah, that's what it is. It adds a little zinginess, a little bit of lubrication, but the shrimp is so good, it doesn't need a whole lot of help. You get two sides with every platter, and I got the potato wedges and the hush puppies. Let me try that. Ooh. Yeah. Very potato-y, very starchy, and very crisp. Some of the wedges are cut very thin. That one I just had was kind of thick. So you might get a different experience depending on which piece you pick up. Oh yeah. The thinner one kind of has a snap to it. Wow, yeah, I like the thinner ones better. Let me try the hush puppy now. Oh. These hush puppies are always a side option with the fried seafood at these fried seafood places. And yeah, these cornmeal batter balls are nice and crispy. Yeah. If you watched my previous fried fish episode, you know that I like fried trout a lot, and so I couldn't resist this go around either. So I got the fried trout, and let me dig in. Wow. That's a meaty, flaky piece of trout. Wow. That's some of the meatiest trout I think I've ever had. Usually it's very light and kind of flaky. Not that this isn't, but it has a density to it that I'm not used to, really. I kind of want to dip it in something like tartar sauce to kind of counteract that meatiness. But I noticed I didn't get any tartar sauce with my my big order. I did get some cocktail sauce, as I mentioned, and as I showed earlier with the shrimp and the scallops, but I'm on my own with the fried trout. Wow, that's some crispy trout. Oh man. I think I can get by without the tartar sauce because I usually eat fried fish without any condiments. So I think I can do, but look at this. This is a nice a nice piece of trout. Look at the golden brown color. I mean, it's kind of almost a yellowish orange tinge to the brown. It's like, you know, a slight bit of orange and a slight bit of golden color kind of wetted to brown, and you get this color of the fried trout. So it's very, very, you know, pleasing to look at. Oh, and pleasing to eat. Wow. And I'm used to having fried trout, you know, the whole fish, and it kind of curls up when you fry it. If you watch my last episode on fried fish, you'll know what I mean. This looks like a piece that's cut in half right down the center where it is the most bulky. And so you have a bulky kind of, you know, cut in half trout fillet. It's not the whole thing. But that doesn't make it worse. I'm just pointing out the differences, especially what I noticed last time when I filmed my last episode. Okay, there's a hot sauce that came with my big order, so I'm gonna douse the trout in a little bit of hot sauce. That's the only other condiment I have besides the ketchup that I think was for the potato wedges and the cocktail sauce that was for the scallops and the shrimp. So let me try the hot sauce. Oh. I think it's Tabasco sauce or something very similar. But yeah. Doesn't taste, you know, very spicy to me actually, but it does add a bit of lubrication to this fried fish. For my sides in this platter, I got fried broccoli as one of my choices. There was no point duplicating the same sides. Oh, wow. Interesting. It's that same golden, kind of slightly orange, slightly golden, yellow, brownish batter that they use for the seafood, I think. It's really good. It has a savoriness reminiscent of the seafood batter. And I'm trying to taste the broccoli in this thing. I don't know if I can taste the actual vegetation. Oh man. It's extremely crispy though. Wow. I can definitely feel the broccoli texture in my mouth, but in terms of the actual broccoli flavor, I think it's been fried out of it. I mean, I wouldn't call it bad. This is pretty good actually, but if you're looking for actual broccoli flavor, it's hard to taste it really. You know, the batter itself is overwhelming in terms of the flavor and the sensation on your palate. Oh man. Okay, in my final platter, I got fried perch, and so I got 2 more sides. I got the same potato wedges and a side of coleslaw. Let me dig into the coleslaw. Oh. The coleslaw isn't exceedingly wet, but it has a very kind of a very noticeable cabbage flavor, which is unusual. I don't usually have a strong sensation of cabbage necessarily when I eat coleslaw, but this one does. I mean, you can hear the snap of the ingredients, but there's a kind of softness to this coleslaw. It doesn't feel, firm and, just unforgivingly crisp. I mean, there's a crunch to it, but it feels soft. I've never had fried perch before. I think this is ocean perch. So it's kind of red, I think, when it's raw, but it's been fried to that same color that I described earlier. So you don't really notice the redness. Wow. It's very crisp. And like the trout I just had earlier, it's very meaty. I'm trying to figure out exactly what the taste of this flesh is, this perch. It's very meaty, kind of whitefish. It doesn't taste demonstratively different than the trout. It's very similar. I would say it's a tad more delicate than the trout flesh is, but it's very similar. So I'm liking it because it reminds me of the trout. And oh, there's actually fried oysters in this platter of fried perch. Yeah, I got confused, or I forgot. But what I really did was I ordered the fried fish and fried oyster platter, and I forgot all about the fried oysters. Oh, let me grab one. Oh man. Oh, let me get another one. Oh man. Sometimes with fried oysters, you can fry them to the point where you really can't taste the oyster flavor. But it's not the case with these oysters. I can really taste a very distinctive, briny kind of oyster flavor that shines through the batter. In fact, the cocktail sauce might have been intended for the oysters and not the shrimp and the scallops. Well, maybe for all of them. But let me dip it in the cocktail sauce. Yeah. Out of the shrimp, the scallops, and the oysters benefit the most from having the cocktail sauce. And what I mean by that is not that it needs the most help. It's just that somehow that cocktail sauce flavor really complements the oyster flavor. Those two things really go well together. So that's what I mean. I mean, it doesn't need a whole lot of help because the oyster flavor is so good, but those two flavors in combination work well together. Of course, these fried seafood platters wouldn't be complete without slices of white bread, so let me not forget about this. I think it was intended for the fried fish because I think they give you the bread so that you can make a sandwich out of the fillets if you are so inclined, but I'm not inclined to do that, so I always have this bread left over. So I kind of munch on it like a dinner roll. I was picking up my things and ready to leave, and I noticed that I have one more thing to eat, and that is the crab cake sandwich. I ordered the crab cake sandwich and I forgot all about it. Here it is. It's a crab cake patty wedged between two pieces of white bread. It doesn't have any other accompaniment. It doesn't have any tomato or lettuce or any sauce or anything. It's just the crab cake patty and two slices of bread. Let me bite it and find out what this thing is all about. Oh, You know, with crab cakes, the issue always is how much crab do you get, you know, and how much filler is in the crab cake. So you want that crab ratio to filler ratio to be advantageous for you as the one eating it. But I don't taste anything off, really. I mean, I'm tasting crab meat, and the texture of it is of a crab cake with crab in it. But I need to scrutinize this thing more carefully, I think, because, yeah, I think there's a decent amount of crab in there, and it's just not overwhelmingly, you know, a bite of filling. It's not that at all. It tastes like there's some decent amount of crab, and I'm tasting like a mild chili flavor, some paprika maybe, some cayenne. I'm not getting an overwhelming, you know, Old Bay flavor. And that can sometimes be the case with crab cakes served in the Washington, D.C. area, in the DMV, or in Maryland. You get a strong Old Bay seasoning flavor, but I'm not getting that with this. Okay, I dabbed a little bit of cocktail sauce on this next bite. I wouldn't say it helps out a whole lot because the crab flavor is nice already. You get a little bit of zinginess, a little bit of lubrication, but I don't think the crab cake is substantively helped out by that cocktail sauce. It's pretty good on its own. And I'm actually quite surprised because I was, you know, I had my doubts whether or not this crab cake sandwich was going to be any good, but it turned out to be a really nice crab cake sandwich. And a nice way to end this seafood meal, really. Potomac Fish House, or more exactly, Potomac Fish House and Deli. It really epitomizes what a fried seafood, fried fish joint is like in Prince George's County. It's run by a family. It's definitely a mom and pop shop. It's Korean owned, I think, and a lot of these fried seafood places are Korean owned, immigrant owned. And so these folks work hard to churn out affordable fried seafood for all of us to enjoy. So I appreciate that. So that wraps up another episode. I'm glad you joined me today, and I'll catch you next time on my next food adventure. So take care for now. Bye-bye.